My name's Dick. My wife and I have been farming this land for about 25 years.
Howdy everyone. Welcome everyone for stopping by so far. As always, my name is Eli. For those of you that don't know, basically we have videos we post each and every week, Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Pre-recorded videos, of course. And with these videos, we like to we'd like to answer your guys' questions as best as we can, but since I don't typically have the time to go through and answer everything in the comment section, Tuesdays and Thursdays are the day for you to have any of your questions answered here. So, of course, last video is going to be same title as this one except for Q&A, so if you guys have any questions, please feel free to ask away. But what's up there, Mr. Scratch'em? John, how we doing? Coolest Shive. Travis, what's up, dude? Let's see. Average player, what's up? John boy, how we doing? Yeah, big boy stress indeed. Your boy's freaking tired, man. I have a long day ahead of me. I had like an hour volleyball training this morning, and then I worked, and then a chiropractic appointment, and then I worked more, and then I stream, and then I work more, and then I have coaching at 6:30, and then I cry myself to sleep. And then I cry myself to sleep. Fun times. What's up, Lord Bulbasaur? How we doing, brother? Thank you all so much for stopping by. But yeah, I mean, as far as the topic for the day, you know, we kind of already went through it yesterday. Sorry, I'm for the yawning. I'm really tired. We already went through kind of the discussion of mainly today's topic on last stream. So, I mean, we're pretty much open to having a conversation about anything. But the main thing that I am just going to interpret is that, you know, we still got a ways away before we really start to see a large amount of reprints, in my opinion. How's volleyball? Volleyball's not too shabby. I pulled my groin, so I've been just trying to take it easy and just train after the tournament. So, because I like pulled my groin, I want to say like really pulled it like a week before the tournament, and took time off, and then at the day of the tournament, I literally just was on ibuprofen the entire time. And just completely played through. I just completely played through the injury with ibuprofen, and then I'm like, all right, you know, tournament's over. It's time to really rest it up, you know. So that's what this week is basically going to be, just rest. So I'll try and sprinkle in training here and there, but who knows, man. Who knows? Who's excited for some ETB reprints for Evolving Skies? Well, I mean, heck, if we have any, I would definitely be excited for it. But as far as it goes, no sort of confirmation on that at all. However, we'll probably get it in due time. Just the question is, when is that due time, you know? Market's pretty much doing what the market's been doing. It's so funny to see the Pokemon Go Elite Trainer box go below MSRP already. What's up, Derek? How we doing, brother? Thank you for stopping by. But yeah, Pokemon Go ETB. Ha! So funny, dude. Oh no, man. We got Pokemon Go on Friday. So for those that don't already know, yeah, I'm yawning, dude. I'm yawning so freaking much. I'm so sorry, guys. What was I going to say? Yeah, so for those of you that don't know, we're actually going to be doing a Pokemon Go break on Friday, 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. So if you're available during that time, feel free to check it out. But only opening as it stands right now, like 100 packs. I didn't have a lot that I really posted, to be fair. I think I put 250 in total. So we still have a little bit less than half left, or a little bit more than half left. But yeah, I mean, it's not one of those sets where I felt like I wanted to go absolutely like balls to the walls on and drop, you know, 500 to 1,000 packs. You know what I mean? Solely sold out of the cleaver boxes. I knew I should have pulled the trigger. I mean, literally, it was one of these things where I put them at a super cheap price, and then I dropped my price, and at the cheap price, it was like I had one really cheap price that there was no one else who had a lower price than me, and then I dropped it even further, you know? Would I ever fight a Caterpie every time you drive, or a Scyther once a year? I mean, what are my weapons? And I feel like a Caterpie, I mean, how big's a Caterpie? Because I don't know what the real scalability of a Caterpie is. Because I've heard that one before. It's like, would you rather fight a bear with a sword or a chicken every time you enter the car? Like, I've heard that one before. Dude, chicken all day. Every time I enter a car, I literally grab it by its neck, snap it, and then guess who's got free chicken? And with the prices of chicken right now, dude, I'd be rich, bro. Might as well say fight the chicken every time and become wealthy. I'm glad I grabbed a dozen ETBs when they were sitting all day at retail a few months back. Hey, yeah, shout out to you on that one, dude. Yeah, definitely waiting for those booster box reprints for sure, Travis. Yeah, it's infectious, John. I'm sorry. I'm personally skipping the Pokemon Ghost Set wave and waiting for Lost Origins. Same here, man. No weapons against a Scyther? So you're just bare knuckling it? I mean, you kind of have to go Caterpie. How would you win against the Scyther? It's just gonna cut you. Literally, it's got razors for hands. How do you beat that? Caterpie, what's a Caterpie gonna do to you? It'd be annoying, because, I mean, I don't know how big a Caterpie is in size. I'm actually curious. How big is a Caterpie? It's a foot? God, that's still a pain in the ass. That's such a big bug. I mean, it'd be pretty easy to kill, but... God, it just get messy every time I have to clean out your car. Before you were saying Vivid Voltage and Evolving Skies performed a very similar, so how's it looking now? Is Evolving outperforming Vivid Voltage? I mean, we can try and just go look at the data on it, John. If we go and just see how Vivid's basically been performing, we go on. Actually, wait, no, I gotta go sealed product, and then I go Vivid Voltage booster box. So, obviously, you know, Vivid Voltage got up to 232. So, Vivid is the record-breaking booster box price for Sword and Shield right now. If you count sets that had peaks and then, of course, had reprints. I think technically Sword and Shield is the most expensive for base, but I don't really count that one because it also hasn't had any sort of a reprint. So, plus base sets don't tend to do as well, and so I think the Pokemon Company has very much found that out. Oh wow, yeah, no, I mean, you're talking about Vivid still doing the best. You know, then it had its reprint, went all the way down to like 103. I mean, my site was selling it for sub 100. And now it's been climbing up since then at 144. 148. So that was the high. I mean, at one point, and then it kind of dipped out a little bit. It's now at 140. So I mean, okay, so it's gone up about 40%, right? To be fair as well, when comparing it, it also is a little tough because Evolving Skies, like, you can totally compare it from a charting perspective, but to say which ones perform better, it's really a hard argument to make because in my personal opinion, I think there's an argument to be made that Evolving Skies hasn't performed as good, but that only reason why I think it's unfair to make that statement even then, because it's like you look at what happened with Vivid, right? Vivid at its peak went to 230, had its wave 2 come out, dropped to 120, right? This is what it was after wave 1. Because it came out around in March, if I'm correct, the set release, right? Has its next wave, dumps all the way down to 120. Climbs, goes up to 150. So I guess if you're comparing from a... Here's where I think you can really make a good comparison. look at the time frame before the reprint. So if you look at the low from the high after wave 2, it went from 116 and it went up to 150. So that's what, a $35 difference? Or if you really want to make a comparison, you can say from 104 to 148, but I think this is a better comparison because this is the second wave, right? And then if you go and take a look and say what happened with Evolving Skies, I mean, after its initial, obviously it didn't get as high, but after its initial, I mean, hold on, I need to go back one more time. All right, so let me look at the time frame. That's important to understand. So the time frame from the low, it was 811, and then the high was 11.3. So 811, what? That's about 3 months, right? So we say from the bottom to 3 months, it was about a $30 increase, aka about a 20% increase. So from 28, so we're gonna say 3 months. So basically, start of April. Oh yeah. Yeah, Evolving is definitely outperformed in the long run as it stands right now. I think that's the fairest comparison, is just looking at both their wave 2s. Obviously, they were both in different places when they both had their wave 2s, but I would say just looking at it, Evolving is definitely outperformed for sure. John Boy, Pokemon economic talk or fun theoretical talks, whole stream. I'm always down for both, man. That's for sure. Right? In a car, Scyther wouldn't have much room to spin or slash. I mean, are you fighting them in the car? Wait, I'm confused. Because you said that every time you enter a car, you have to fight a Caterpie or a Scyther once a year. Is there grounds that you have to fight with? Uh-oh. Mods, I need some help. Help. Got some spam. Both have had or is expected reprints though. So there hasn't been a reprint yet for Evolving. Evolving just had its initial 3 waves. So Evolving hasn't had a reprint. Vivid Voltage has. Vivid Voltage had... So Vivid had 2 waves, and then it had a 3rd, but it was considered to be a reprint wave. Evolving actually had 3 waves. My man with the fine haircut. I appreciate that, dude. I appreciate that, Tom. What's up, Gabriel? How we doing? Thanks for stopping by. John Boy. Eli has some good info. Yeah, honestly, guys, probably going to be a low-key stream. I mean, it's usually a low-key stream, but your boy is literally so freaking tired. Your boy has been sleepy recently. That's for sure. But yeah, I don't... It's kind of hard to compete with Evolving at this point. Just trying to hide the yawning incessantly. To answer that question, Tom, it's tired. For as much as I work, I get tired. And I don't know. I feel like one of these days I need to take a week off for myself. I can totally do that. I sometimes forget that I can take a week off. Honestly, I might do that. After Pokemon Go, I might take a week off because I've been nonstop working 7 days a week, and so taking a week off might actually be really good. I totally forget that I can take time off. I'm such in a go mindset. It just for the life of me, I always forget that. But how about yourself, Tom? Hopefully all is well. I want some advice for long-term holder. The only thing I can tell you, man, is that you want to know what my strategy is. My strategy is I'm basically at a point right now where I'm saying to myself, all right, we're probably going to be getting a large amount of reprints starting from August until the end of the year. And that's when you're going to see a lot of prices correct as well, because the recessionary period is only going to just continue to get worse. Stagflation is not going anywhere. And so for myself, personally speaking, I would have to say that I am just really much waiting. This summer is the summer of waiting for myself. Obviously, I'm moving, so I am selling a lot of product just to like lighten the load. But honestly, if I wasn't moving, it would just be me waiting. And then just, you know, waiting. That's all I can say. And then I'll be waiting for those reprints for Brilliant Star booster boxes and Evolving Skies booster boxes, that's for sure. Is it possible that Pokemon Celebrations will have a reprint? It's possible, but very unlikely. Since we are getting word that such popular sets ES is going to have a smaller reprint, makes me think, Pokey, your head was right that they're going to be putting Evolving mainly in a lot of product. Yeah, I 100% think that's a plausible theory. I think you'll see a little bit of both, because here's the deal, man. You're talking about the fact that standard rotation just got pushed back a whole like 5 to 6 months. That's huge, man. That's a long time. And considering the fact of the matter that Evolving Skies hasn't been out for a full year yet, and we're going to get a reprint 1 year after, and then it's still probably not going to go to rotation after that for at least another year and a half. It has me honestly to believe that you're probably going to see a large amount of reprints for the product. And you're going to see a lot of, you know, Evolving Skies packs popping up in other things. I mean, you take a look at like, it's one of the most recent ones. Yeah, trainer toolkits, the new trainer toolkits. Trainer toolkits don't sell well, but they're going to, because they just added Evolving Skies in them. It's 1 Astral, 1 Brilliant, or sorry, 2 Astral, 1 Brilliant, and 1 Evolving. That's a pretty good pack selection. And then it comes with a bunch of competitive cards you can resell and make good money off of it. Andrew Weeks just super chatted. Hey, I appreciate the $5. Thank you so much, dude. Thanks for all the content. Question, do you think Pokemon Go ETB exclusives will be a good hold? I pre-ordered 3. So let me answer your question with an action, Andrew. I usually like to pre-order very early on a bunch of ETBs, Pokemon Center exclusive ones, and depending upon how I think the set's gonna do, I cancel a lot of the orders and only buy like one for myself if it's for the collection. I initially had bought, when I heard they had pre-orders for it, I initially had bought Pokemon Go ETBs online, premium collection ones, and I canceled my orders. Now, is that to say that based off of my actions that I'm banking on it just doing terrible? Not necessarily. But for a set like Pokemon Go, typically what you see happen is you tend to see sets, specialty sets in particular, the lead up before the set release, there's usually a climb in price on the ETBs because the hype is excited, people are getting ready. Does this look like a chart of hype? The price has just been plummeting. Just absolutely plummeting. I mean, even if you want to take a look at like a set like Astral Radiance, at least the lead up to like the set, there was a little bit of flattening. I mean, you know, or a little bit of you know, upwards movement. Granted, it was a month out. Damn. Astral didn't do well either. Actually, Astral ain't looking pretty. I mean, if you really want to take a good example, which I think this is an unfair one to use, but just for the sake of the charts, just so I can give you a perfect example, February 23rd is when the set came out. Oh, what do you know? February 7th through the 13th, literally a week before the set release. Oh, booster boxes. I mean, look at that. That's an increase if I've ever seen one. So that's typically what you want to see before a set release on a healthy set. If there's like, and to be fair, Astral, there was very low amount of hype for it, so I think that's the reason why you're not seeing the same representation. But yeah, you take a set at like Brilliant Stars, for example, you know, booster box prices on that obviously went up because of, you know, the hype for Brilliant. But Pokemon Center exclusive, man. Are you kidding me? That's incredible that people are paying these prices. That is incredible to me. You can go buy it for 65 bucks, right? Jesus loves me, dude. People are on crack. Go buy it on the site. It's not even sold out, is it? Is it even sold out? There's no way. If it's sold out, I mean, it is a day before release, so I guess I could see it being sold. I don't even know what to say, man. I honestly don't know what to say. What kind of crack? This is one of the reasons why I want to open a local game store. Because only LGSs can do this. Jesus loves me, dude. That's crazy. Wowzers. Whatever, man. That's just dumbfounded. Just use rest and sleep, talk, and hope RNG does the rest for the stream. Yeah, right? I'm just like half awake. Just, would you guys pay to see me fall asleep? Would you guys do that? Yeah, right? Could you imagine? That'd be so funny. I know that some streamers have done that, specifically female streamers, but I know some guy streamers have done it where they fall asleep and people literally pay to donate. Dude, that's incredible to me. That is quality content. That's all I can say. Way to monetize. I was actually playing volleyball games with some youth kids last week. Straight sore. Yeah, I mean, especially if you're playing like grass or indoor. Oh my goodness gracious, hurts the knees. Pokemon Go is out at my local Walmart in Canada. Oh wow, early release. Do you feel like you're doing too much? So here's the problem, Tom, is yes and no. Like, I feel like I'm doing a lot, but at the same exact time, if I cut back, then I kind of get sad. I have an addiction to working. First and foremost, I have a very addictive personality, and sometimes it can be really unhealthy. Like, I remember when I was struggling, or I wasn't struggling, but I remember when I wanted to start getting in good shape for volleyball, like a while ago. I played football in high school, and I gained a bunch of weight because of football. And so I think at my point, like my highest point, I was at 210 was how much I weighed, right? As far as it goes, you know, I lost a bunch of weight, went down to 170. So I lost 40 pounds. Took me about a month to lose 30 pounds and then another month to lose 10. So pretty healthy weight loss for as much as I was exercising. I have a very fast metabolism and I only drink water, so sugar is not in the picture half the time. But with that being said, it's very much like I start to get really like micromanagey about it on myself to the point of where I'm calorie counting like every small little thing, and it can sometimes be a little bit draining. And so that's why I really get fearful trying to go on like strict diets for myself, because I'm really bad at finding that balance. And the same thing is with work, because it's like for me it's a really hard balance for me to find with work, because I am so like go-ish, you know, that I just get sad if I'm not at least filling my time with stuff, you know. And also I think I need to really start honing in on like having a more organized schedule so I can find more free time for things on my own. Because like I remember, I never play video games anymore, man. Like I never play video games. I've been trying to get back into Hearthstone recently because I got my girlfriend hooked on it, but like otherwise I just haven't been playing video games or doing anything. Like, and it's not to say like volleyball isn't fun, because I love volleyball and it's like that's kind of it, but it's like outside of volleyball, like casually fun things, I don't know the last time I did something fun. Like literally right now as I'm streaming, all my friends are paddleboarding. And then on the 4th of July, they're all gonna be having a party, and I don't even know if I'm gonna be able to make it because I'll probably be working. I don't know. I just have been missing out on a lot of social activities, and my social life has kind of disappeared because I've been working so much. So it's a hard one to ask, man. But also when you're about to move and you're trying to make as much as you can and save as much as you can, I'm hoping that when I move to Arizona, I'll dial it back. But yeah, I don't know, man. It's definitely a question to ask, that's for sure. I'm buying in small amounts to hold long term and focusing on PC ETBs. Anything I can get to buy 2 get 1 free deal. I can get at buy 2. Wait. Hold on one second. Anything I can get at buy 2 get 1 free. Where are you getting buy 2 get 1 free? That's an amazing deal, Scratch'em. If you can get buy 2 get 1 free, I'm never gonna say no to that, dude. If you're talking about PC ETBs, I mean, my favorite, if you're talking about what's available right now, is the Brilliant Stars. I mean, you're talking about probably the second best set in the Sword and Shield era, arguably, and it's still available, you know. And a set like Fusion Strike, which has extremely low demand, has already sold out as well. You know, we don't know how long it's going to be sold out for, but my inclination, I mean, let's just take a look and see what, if we go right now and take a look at Fusion, right? Go to Fusion Strike, go high to low, ETBs, what are the ETBs doing? They're going flat, sideways. Nothing's going on, but I don't know, man. I mean, if these sit out for a while, you could definitely see prices go up. Need a break at some point to rest? Yeah, for sure. I also want to start going back and, like, how do I want to say this? I feel, like, tired all the time these days. Like, I really do. Like, I don't know how to explain it. Like, I have a ton of energy in the way in which I'm able to go. But at the same time, it's, like, very much, if I'm not consistently going work and I want to take time off to, like, go to the gym or, like, do some form of, like, development on myself physically, I get real tired, and I need to get into that system because I feel like, and I need to do a lot more stretching too because I'm getting injured, man, because I'm not doing strength exercising anymore because I injured myself because I pushed it too much. Who would have guessed it, right? I overdid it. I was going to the gym. I was going to the gym over summer. This was back when I just started the business and I had more time. Because I was like really small, right? I was going to the gym twice a day and then also playing volleyball and pickleball. So I was averaging about anywhere between 7 to 9 hours a day of exercise. So hurt myself because I didn't ever want to stop. It'd be like my buddy would want to go to the gym with me in the morning, and then I had another buddy that wanted to go to the gym with me at night, so I'd go to the gym twice a day. Yeah, I don't know, man. Bro, take 2 weeks off. I say maybe focus on volleyball in the second week. Well, right now, Travis, I'm literally just resting because like I said before, I hurt my groin, so I'm trying to rest that. I just need a rest of something. I want to just spend the time, I think, going to the gym, starting, like, literally, I just want to take, like, a week or two to start a routine, whether it be eating healthy, going to the gym and stuff, and just get in really good shape, especially before I leave. Long-term, 5 years, with the increase of prints, do you think returns will be less than past experiences with more people sitting in long-term? Will supply stay low? No, because the demand is long-term going to scale. That's the thing with supply. If you look at it from like a charting graph perspective, I wish I had a draw on a chart. Draw on the chart. Here, graph, whiteboard, online. Here, let's say if I can do free, let's see if I can free online whiteboard. So here's the deal. Let's say you have 100 booster boxes, right? Jesus loves me, this is so hard to do, right? So let's say you've got 100 booster boxes. And let's say you have 1,000 people that want those booster boxes, right? Actually, let's say 1,000 booster boxes and 1,000 people. You have a flat line of scalability. As that number goes down and this number goes up, you're having less supply and more demand. So you have an upward trajectory. Now, let's say that with newer product, right, you have way more product. Let's say 10,000 for the sake of this. However, let's say with Pokemon nowadays, you have 10,000 demand as well. Well, goes down, goes up, same concept. So as far as it goes, as long as a healthy market is consistently scaling, over time, it's not going to matter because you're going to scale demand. Now, here's where you have an issue. There's gotta be an eraser somewhere. Oh my gosh, that's such a bad eraser. Now, here's where there becomes an issue, right? If you were to say to yourself from a scalability perspective, these numbers are both going down, right? Then the price of product is just tanks. However, let's say that for the sake of this example, that the demand stays flat, right? This is going flat. Since the product is still being taken out of supply and this demand is still staying flat, as long as there is not an increase in supply, whoopsie, as long as there is not an increase in supply, then over time, your arrow will still gradually go up. But it'll look more like this versus if it's up, it's going to look more like this. Does that make sense? And if it goes down, it's going to look more like this. And then if they print it and the demand goes down, then it's going to look more like this. So it's like, which path do you want? Do you want the path of up and up? So that means, or sorry, oopsie. So there's two different paths. So the left path is going to be your supply. The right side is going to be your demand, right? So if your supply side is going down, this is going to be what you're wanting. If your supply side is going down and your demand is going flat, then you're still having growth. If your supply is going down, right? So let's say the supply is going down and your demand is going down, then you're basically going to have a steady decline. However, if you have supply going up and demand going down, then this is what you have. These are all the different variations when kind of looking at things. So, and it continuously scales. It doesn't matter because the Pokemon companies historically likes to print to demand. So if you're telling me a ratio, right, of, let's say for, once again, the sake of this graph, because the Pokemon company likes to print to demand. So they like to have an equivalent ratio of selling booster boxes to purchase based off of sales volume, right? But let's say for the sake of this argument, let's say that you have 10,000, right? That's your supply. But let's say you have 100 demand. That is a very low demand and a very low supply. So, and let's say that per average, every 1,000 people buys one booster box a year, for the sake of this argument. So basically, this is demand, just representing it on a chart. You're telling me that basically there's an oversupply of product. Your chart initially out the gate is going to be either just a straight drop in price, or it's going to have a very low floor, and it's going to take extremely long. Like, I'm talking like a very long time for it to really have growth. And you're going to need that extra zero in demand for it to really skyrocket up. Hopefully that makes sense to you guys on basically the way I'm explaining it. Because if you have a large supply and you have a low amount of demand, we take the 0 away, and no one's buying the product, then it's just going to be straight down because it's just an oversupply and sellers going to try and just offload product immediately. If you have a growing demand, but your demand scalability is so much smaller than your overall supply, you'll have a lower floor, whatever it is that floor is when it first happens, and then it'll just take you a lot longer for a chart like this to go up. But as long as the Pokemon Company is doing what they're saying they're doing, which is printing to demand, you should have a balanced ratio no matter what. And so that way, that even if you have 1,000 people buying first edition base set and 1,000 people, or 1,000 first edition base set booster boxes back then, and now let's say for the sake of the argument 10 times that amount, it doesn't matter because the scalability of the demand has gone up. That was a long one, man. So to answer your question, John Boy, I definitely don't think that we're gonna see a decrease in returns. I think if anything, you're gonna see an aggressive return rate because of, especially an older sealed vintage product, because more people are just gonna come into the hobby. This is a summer for opening products. Yeah, you think so? What product do you think in specifically, average player? Thanks for stopping by the way. Do whatever you want, no worries. Gotta decompress once in a while. Yeah, that's just, you know. Take a break, just do fun poll videos. Still stay on YouTube algo, but way more time to yourself. Yeah, I definitely want to do more poll videos. I think that'd be fun, man. Pokemon Center ETB is always a good hold. I mean, as far as we know right now, Ross, based on just what the quote-unquote print waves are, it definitely looks like it could be. What do you think about all-in on ES for a very good price? I have no problem with that. I like diversification, but for sets like Evolving Skies, if you can get a really good price, if you literally told me today, Eli, you have $10,000. You said to me today, Eli, you've got $10,000, bro, and you can buy, and let's say Chilling Reigns at $75, right? And let's say Fusion Strike, Battle Styles, all those sets, $75. And Evolving Skies is at $100, and I have $10K. How would I spend my money? If I'm being completely honest, I'm going to take all of that and non-financial advice, not a financial advisor, and I'm going to put it towards Evolving Skies. Because that is the #1 set in the Sword and Shield era. It's going to be in extremely high demand, and so my rate of return is more than likely going to come extremely fast if I were to invest in something like Evolving Skies versus something like Chilling Reign, Battle Styles, Fusion, which is a lot more middle-of-the-road sets. So definitely taking my chances on all in on Evolving Skies, but it has to be for the right price. Now, if you told me, Eli, if Evolving Skies was at 140 and Chilling Reign was at 75, you know, Fusion Strike was at 75, what would you do? Well, at that point, I'd probably diversify between Chilling Reign and Fusion, maybe a little bit of Battle Styles. But that's because I like the entry point better. Entry point is definitely key for me. Do you expect Sword and Shield to outperform Sun and Moon since the newer alt arts are a hit? Yes. I do, but it's not just because that, but it's also because when you take a look at the games purchased for video games in general, Sword and Shield is, in my, if I'm correct, it is the #1 grossing Pokemon game ever. It has sold the most copies. So for that reason, long term, you're going to have a lot more nostalgia behind it. Long term, you're going to have a lot more fans that entered in around the Sword and Shield era time, and so it's going to, in my opinion, correlate more with people long term going back to Sword and Shield, especially because of the art designs as well and people really enjoying it. So I definitely can see it doing better. That's not to say that if you take 1-to-1 and say which one's better, I don't believe, I personally believe as it stands right now, Sun and Moon has a lot more better sets than the Sword and Shield era. However, that's not to say that there's so many other factors than just the fact that there's, it's a good set or not, because there's so many variables at play when it comes to determining whether something's going to perform good or not long term. Same here, Eli. Canceled mine yesterday. Yeah, man, it's tough. It's tough, man. I wish this set was better. I'm not saying that it's not like a terrible pickup by any means, but I just think, because it is a specialty premium collection boxes, but I just would prefer to save my money and put it on the sideline and wait for other things. ETB Plus isn't sold out and it's free shipping. Yeah, that's crazy, dude. For Brilliant, tough, but more ETBs than booster boxes. I feel like it's such a popular set. They're going to print the booster boxes heavy, and I think the ETBs are one of the best displays with the gold Arceus. I agree 100%. I mean, historically speaking, I've said this many times and I'll say it again because people misinterpret what I say all the time. ETBs has historically performed better than booster boxes. The only reason why they've performed historically better has to do with the fact that you typically on average have twice as many reprints for booster boxes than you do ETBs. If you one for one had them both side by side comparison and said which one's going to perform better having had the same amount of reprints, 9 times out of 10 booster boxes are going to perform better than ETBs. However, since ETBs have a leg up because they're so such lower printed amount of them, then they have a leg up on booster boxes long term. However, if you're a medium to short term trader, booster boxes are definitely where they go because they're so much more volatile, because they shoot up really quickly in price, and then reprints happen, and then you sell right before the reprint, and then so on and so forth. Playing the waves, we've talked about this many times before. Thanks for the advice. Might cancel 1 or 2. Yeah, I'm not trying to have negative sentiment about it, Andrew, but I mean the set is so lackluster, and like I said before on my opinion on the set, I think it's a setup set. Because if we just go back and take a look at a set such as Hidden Fates, right? What is Hidden Fates? Hidden Fates is like a combination of all the other sets. Shiny Charizard. Look at this symbol. I don't know, it might be hard to see, but that's the Burning Shadows logo symbol, right? So that's the Charizard, same art design, Burning Shadows. What is this design? Sun and Moon base. What is this? This is a GX taken from Sun and Moon base. What is this Sylveon? Guardians Rising. Guardians Rising, right? So without continuing to go through and do that for each and every one, all these cards is they're just reprints, shiny variations from cards that have already been in set. Now, what does Pokemon have right now out in regards to if they were to do shinies for V-Star and VMAX that we haven't seen yet? Well, what do you know? They just introduced a Dragonite and they just introduced a Mewtwo. So there's a high possibility that they were setting up for that. Oh, what do you know? V-Star Charizard. Who's going to say there's not going to be a shiny V-Star Charizard by the end of the year? So possibly they could, of course, do it with Palkia Dialga. I hope not, because they have some of the worst... they have some of the worst shinies ever. Makes me really sad, even though they're one of my favorites. We could do a shiny Arceus. They've done shiny Darkrai before. Wouldn't surprise me if they did it again. They could do the shiny 3 starters for Astral. From Astral, it could do shiny Shaman. I think shiny Shaman would be a sick one, or a Lilligant, or a Whimsicott. But to be quite frank with you, I think that if we're gonna go the V-Star route, you're going to see, more than likely, this is just a hypothetical prediction, you're going to see a shiny Mewtwo, you're going to see a shiny Dragonite, you're going to see a shiny Charizard, you're going to see a shiny Darkrai, you're going to see a shiny Giratina, you could see a shiny Shaman. It's entirely possible that you could see a shiny Glaceon Leafeon, and that's the literal only reason why they created the boxes. Of course, no guarantee. You could, of course, see a shiny Lucario for the same reason. But I'm expecting there to be, at least based off of what we know from Sun and Moon Hidden Fates. I mean, let's just have a conversation about how many full art shinies they had, right? They had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34. You had 34. So if you're saying to yourself, honestly, 34 freaking shinies, guys. 34. 30 freaking 4. How many standard V-Stars do we have? So let's say that the set is going to be half V, hypothetically, half V-Star, half V-Max. You have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17 with Giratina, and then 18 with whatever the newest one is going to be. Lost Origins card list. So, Lost Origins card list. What do we know so far, V-Star wise? So we know Giratina. Oh yeah, Gumi. So that's 18, and then aren't we getting some 19? So that's 19 V-Stars, correct? 20 V-Stars. So they've got 20. They have 20 options for V-Stars. Odds are they're probably going to cut a couple of them. But that's a ton of options, guys. That is a ton of options. And then you talk about the VMAXs they haven't used yet for shinies. We could probably see a shiny Rayquaza. We could see a shiny Pikachu. We could see any of the shiny Eevees for VMAX. I mean, that's the thing, is they have an open availability for it to be either shiny, VMAX Eevees or shiny V-Star Eevees. You could have a shiny Gengar. You could have a shiny Blaziken. You could have a shiny Mew, which I think that's already been confirmed. Shiny Riders or shiny Urshifus. Wow, shiny Melmetal. I would be not surprised if they did that, honestly. You could have a shiny Snorlax. Well, they've already done a shiny Snorlax card, just not as a VMAX. You could have a shiny Gyarados. That'd be cool. I know it might be overplayed, but I think it'd be cool. But I mean, the list keeps going on. There's so many different. It'd be cool if they did shiny versions for VMAX, Blastoise, and Venusaur, but I doubt it. But I mean, the list just keeps going on and on what we could potentially see for this set. But I think it's really just a setup, guys, for them to add a shiny Mewtwo and a shiny Dragonite, if I'm being completely honest. And maybe even a shiny Melmetal, because I don't think it's a coincidence that they, don't get me wrong, Melmetal, plays into the game. But at the same exact time, the fact that it's a VMAX, I wouldn't be surprised if they did a shiny version of it. Thanks to, just to push it. Interesting, the Fusion Strike must have sold out recently. Yeah, I did a couple days ago. I'm stacking Brilliant Star PC ETBs. Not a bad play. Fusion Strike just sold out. Yeah. Hey, Eli, any Steam Siege reprint? Get out of here, Tyrone. Nostalgianomics, what's up, dude? Man, it's been a while. How you been, brother? Hopefully all is well with you. We'll have to do something pretty soon here, man. I see you've been pretty active with having guests on. So it's definitely been a while. I've been pretty busy, obviously. But thanks for stopping by. I need to correct the text. Sorry, that was for Brilliant Star. Oh, okay. Okay, but I mean, yeah, great pickups, dude. I think socializing is hard nowadays, but not sure if it's because me getting older, but being entrenched in Pokemon community. I think for me, it's just because of work. I mean, before a ton of work, I was extremely social. I mean, it's not like I'm not still social. It's just I'm very much less social. Predictions when Brilliant Stars PC ETB sell out. December, January, February, March, April, May, June. My prediction is December, January, February, March, April, May, June. So it was 7 months. If we're saying from now, from Fusion Strike, it took about 7 months. The set came out in February, so March, April, May, June, July, August, September. I think September or October is my prediction. Could be sooner, could be later. Recession's obviously playing a factor. I just got my package from you guys. Thank you so much. Hey, I appreciate it. Got a live stream going on for Nostalgianomics at 7:30. Shout out to him. John Boy says Excel has charts. Supply and demand curve. Thank you, Card. Exactly. Supply and demand curve indeed. I'm sure anybody here saw a base set pack for $10 in 2020 we would buy. Yeah, right. What's up, Hash Cashum? Thanks for stopping by, brother. At certain prices, there's certain demand for product. Exactly. Love the positive energy you always have in your videos. Hey, I appreciate that, Ali. Last stream, we were surprised by the oh, dude, the Vaporeon product. It's crazy to me how much it's selling for. It's honestly ridiculous, dude. Yeah, so that is a good point to also point out, Card Movers. Supply and demand does, of course, correlate to I can't speak. Price. Because let's say for like the sake of it, right? Going back to it, 1,000. Let's say that booster box price set 144. You have initially 100 buyers that are invested, right? 500 of them are willing to pay 144. The other 500 are not. You just lost half your supply, or half your demand. So this goes down to 500. Then let's say to yourself, so you're looking at it at a chart, and you're saying to yourself, wow, that was such a poorly drawn thing. 144, right? Now let's say to yourself that because of it, you start at 144. We'll say this is 144. This is what it starts with, right? And now let's say once you hit 90, 9, I'll just put 9 just for the sake of it, and this is 4. Let's say for the sake of this, that once it hits 90 on that booster box, then 250 of those people that were taken away are now added back to the pool. So it's 750, right? And then let's say the curve now looks more like this. And then let's say to ourselves, the price is still climbing down, it's still dropping down, and let's say it goes to 75. And now the remaining amount of balance of 250 comes back into the market as well. What are you creating? Like mentioned before, you're creating a curve where you have more people entering the market, and then once you start to see that curve balance out, well, guess what happens? Product gets open, supply goes down, the curve goes up. That's why I'm not looking to drive lately with gas prices. Oh yeah, I'm definitely very much on the same boat with that. What's up, UT Long? Happy Thursday, everyone. Pika's here too. All right, now it's a party, baby. Everyone's hopping in now. Any recommendations on which website builder to use? Looking into Shopify, Wix, Squarespace. I have never used Shopify or Squarespace, so I can't give you my own personal opinion. I can give my personal opinion on Wix. Wix is fine as an entry level. It's got pretty easy UI. Honestly, I've been looking to upgrade because there's so many more features I want to add that Wix does not have the option for. So I will tell you this, Jose. If you're looking for just a really easy UI entry level, I would say Wix is probably it. But if you're long-term wanting to eventually, expand and create a more, all-encompassing site, I think Wix is definitely not something I would say long-term. Would you say the next Evolving Skies reprint will be the best, cheapest price from here on in to buy? No, I would say that based on the current demand that Pokemon Company is very much aware for Evolving Skies, I would say I wouldn't be surprised if, like I've mentioned before, we're going to have multiple reprint waves. So I think, John, the focus should be less about, is this reprint going to be the best time to buy? Because we don't know how, it's going to affect the price. And it should be more focused on what's your entry level. For me, it's going to be $100. Anything under $100 for Evolving is a buy. I will dollar cost average in from $100 all day. If it goes from 160 goes to 100 and then 80, then I'm gonna dollar cost average. I'll definitely eat that $10 if it does drop that much. Now, people might think I'm crazy for saying that Evolving Skies goes below $100, but guys, you have to talk about the fact that Vivid Voltage went from 240 all the way down to, as low as $90. That's a huge drop. Evolving Skies never got that high. and it's been sideways right now, and prices on it are, especially going into a recessionary period, they're not going to look any prettier once you start coupling on the high demand. Now, of course, the Pokemon Company couldn't be very much calculated in regards to them printing product, but like we talked about earlier, there's very much an expectation that they're probably going to be throwing a lot of the packs in product to sell it, or to sell that product, because there's such a higher demand for Evolving Skies packs that people are passing on product if it doesn't have enough Evolving in it. There's supposed to be a calendar event product this year. Do you know about it? If so, what are your thoughts? It looks really cool, Gabe. I definitely saw that, and I'll be interested to see what's in it, but I definitely am excited for it, to say the least. Pokemon missed the mark not releasing Pokemon Go at the height of its popularity. Well, to be fair, John, they did. So I think how they should have done it, John, is they released Evolutions around the same time as Pokemon Go. So that was very well coordinated. What they should have done, John, is when they started to see the demand kind of slow down for Pokemon Go, they should have introduced the set then to try and like plateau or like slow down, people leaving it, and then having code cards that would allow to free items that you could allow a better experience in the game. As a consumer, all we see is Sword and Shield ending to Scarlet and Violet, but I'm 100% sure that most of the Pokemon designs for generations have most of the Pokemon. Hold on, I need to reread that. As a consumer, all we see is Sword and Shield ending to Scarlet and Violet, but 100% sure they have most of the Pokemon designed for the generation after already. So you're saying that they already have like all we're seeing is them moving next to next, but you have an expectation that they probably have already designed images for the generation after that because they're just so far ahead of it. Let's get some of the likes up, John says. Hey, I appreciate that. Feel free to leave a like, comment down below, everyone. Because developments for a video game and the card game like Art Commission takes a long time. Yeah, I can definitely see that, Digi. The easy buy about Pokemon Center ETBs is that you're buying in the lowest price point. That is a great point as well, John. Magic of the Gathering is like 3-year development cycle for the set, which that is crazy long, dude. Crazy long. Pokemon is so quick. They should have looked at releasing a Pokemon 2 game at the same time. Set release, that could have been a banger. I mean, I don't know. Arceus, I don't know. I'm curious what people's opinions are on Arceus. I thought it was a step in the right direction, but I definitely think it had a lot that it needed more of. Do you think it's a good idea to buy the Mewtwo promo card from the Pokemon Go ETB sealed for raw for grading rather than buying lots of the ETB? If you're trying to send it in raw for grading for yourself, yeah. Especially because the price is probably going to crash really, really aggressively, because that's usually what happened. I would hold off a couple of months and wait for it to find its bottom, but I would definitely say buying raw is the way to go with that. They get EV VMAX price levels. I'm buying a lot regardless. Fair enough. I like getting the Radiant EV promo the most, especially because it comes with a playmat, dude. It's a last-ditch effort to bring people to Pokemon Go. Definitely an argument to be made for that. Very good explanation. You didn't mention that in the previous explanation. Yeah, of course, man. I appreciate it. Yeah, no, I definitely... I mean, when you mentioned it, shout out to you, of course, Clear, for mentioning it, but I completely forgot about a really good explanation of just understanding how the curve works. Toaster? How we doing, Toaster? Thanks for stopping by. Bro, with volleyball, do you find it hard to find the balance between getting better and not overtraining? I'm training to run a 10K, and that's my biggest issue. If I could run max every day, I would. I would definitely say that there's been times where I've experienced that. I think right now my biggest issue is that there's just not a ton of consistency with playing. So let me put it to you this way, Travis. As I get better and better at volleyball, my pool of players who I play with in my town that I'm in gets smaller and smaller. And that's because it's a very small amount of people that play really high level volleyball. Versus in Arizona area that I'm moving, there is a ton of high-level volleyball players. So for that reason, the pool is a lot bigger. And so I would be able to play more often at higher level. I'd be able to train more often at higher level. And so I would be able to have a lot better of a balance for choosing to train as well as for choosing to play. But sometimes it's difficult because you don't have someone that's willing to train certain days, or they only want to do this type of training. And since you're trying to get as much as you can, you got to take what you can sometimes. And so that's why it's a little harder, but I definitely get what you mean. When I was at a lower level, I definitely would say it was and this is for volleyball. Obviously it's not like running a 10K you're only running with, I don't know. The point I'm trying to make is that for myself, I remember when I had a larger pool, I definitely struggled to find that balance more than when I had a smaller pool. Squarespace is great, average player says. I know you said Evolving Skies graded singles probably aren't a good investment right now because of upcoming reprints. How bad do you think the $100 Alt-Art Raw singles will be affected? Oh, dude, it's not even just the fact of the matter. Because here's where my honest to God opinion is if you're telling me, right, that Evolving Skies Umbreon VMAX, a Raw version versus a PSA 9 version. PSA 9 is selling for $395. Raw is selling for $306. Right? And maybe this isn't the best example, right? Let's see if I can use a better example. Maybe there's Rayquaza. Maybe Rayquaza will be a good example. All right, Rayquaza is going to be a great example. You're telling me that PSA 9 is $227, Raw is $203. If you were to get a 9, because you're spending $30 to send in a PSA, if you were to get a 9, you're losing money. At what point does this become flipped? And it no longer becomes, I'm having a fun time using this, so I'm going to use some more. Because as we see right now, right, you've got your 9s that are here, and then you have R for Raw, which are here. Is currently that they're going at this trajectory. What happens when they cross one another? And now Raw becomes more expensive than 9. I don't think that is going to happen. I think that you've seen kind of a sideways movement recently. Obviously, it had a little bit of a bottom, and then it started to kind of go up, and it made some more upwards movement. But as you can see, it's kind of slowly gone down / sideways. I think there's an argument to be made that once you start to really see PSA 9s become cheaper than Raws for a lot of these cards, the Raws are going to have to also get cheaper as well, because then there's going to be such a lack of demand for going out and buying the Raw card, because I might as well just go buy a 9 at that point if you're someone who's wanting to collect that. Now, if there's not a high demand for 9s, then that also could be an equation for it too. But I mean, PSA 10s are still going down too as well, man. And the rate of return on PSA 10s are probably also not worth it, depending upon what your odds are of getting 9s versus 10s if you were to just go buy a bunch. To be fair, consistently people have been sending in their Evolving Skies, and it seems like there's a higher pop of 10s than 9s. But I mean, I digress. I think you get the point I'm making. When will Brilliant Star get a reprint? Here's my honest opinion, Hero. I was told by my distributor we're expecting one for sometime near early June. It got pushed back to late June. It's now late June. I talked to him yesterday. He said that late June is no longer going to happen. He said, honestly, he predicts it at this point that we probably won't hear anything till August, which honestly I completely agree with 100%. It makes sense to me because, you know, that's the next, like last time we had a sort of reprint that got pressed off, it got pushed off until around the same time we had reprints for everything else. So that's what I'm going to say to that. Thaddeus, howdy. How are we doing, brother? Hopefully all is well with you. Do you think the popularity of Sword and Shield video games will help the card ever perform better than Scarlet and Violet? Yes, 100%. I mean, we don't know what the demand for Scarlet and Violet is, but like I was saying earlier, I don't know if you're here. I could have sworn you were here when I said this, John, but I said one of the reasons why I think Sword and Shield will do better than Sun and Moon is because the popularity of the game is so much greater, and that's going to play into nostalgia later down the line. What's up, that one guy? How we doing? Too Much Tuna, thanks for stopping by. Man, we got some people filtering in and out. Hope you're well over there. I am. I am a little tired. Need a break pretty soon here, but I'm doing well. Yo, what just happened? The music just changed to black and white fighting music. It's music to motivate you to study. That is not what I was trying to do. That is an interesting one to transition into. Doing well. I hope you and your girlfriend are also doing well. We're doing great. She's currently... Oh god, you want to talk about some struggles? So I get a lot of help from her when it comes to packaging up boxes. She's in Hawaii right now on vacation with her mom and a family friend. And she's going to be gone for 10 days. And your boy is going to have to fend for himself. And it has been brutal trying to package up everything together. Or not together and by myself. So I miss her already. To say the least. Are you able to ship back product to distributors that are not sold in the wild like battle decks? No, I am not. Once you purchase it, you purchase it. So you gotta be very careful. Trav's eating well. As much as stretching as you can helps a lot with recovery. Yeah, 100%, man. That's what I'm trying to do, man. Since PSA is slowly lowering the price, do you think BGS will lower the prices? Yes. They gotta compete against one another. Woot, babe cakes, dude. Oh my goodness gracious, everyone's filtering in once again. It's like we get waves of people continuously coming in. I look forward to the pack breaks tomorrow. I do too, man. I hope it's a fun set to open. I definitely do. I feel like PSA is bad for Ultra Modern since if you think about it, it's 9s like standard pulling cards. 100% agree, that one guy. 100% agree. They're definitely going to continue to lower costs for sure, average player. I like CGC has got more popular because the more grading companies competing lower prices better. I just wish they changed their slab, man. That's my only critique. I think if they would be really smart, CGC, is if they change the color based off the Pokemon design of the card. I think that'd be smart on their part. Working and lurking, Thaddeus says. Well, right on, brother. Right on. Eli, what's your feel on which set from the Sword and Shield era has the best and worst print quality? Ooh, that's an interesting one. So from my personal experience... Wow, that's a hard one, man. Hope you guys like my knee. My chair is broken, so I have literally no lumbar support. So I'm like, look at this. So I can't lean back, and I always want to lean back and like put my knees up against something, but I can't. To answer your question on that, print-wise, God, that's a tough one. I would say Fusion Strike and Chilling Reign I've had some terrible print quality on. Oh God. I would say consistently those two I've had the worst print quality. The best print quality, I don't think I really had any issues with Vivid Voltage. I can't say I had any issues with... I would say Vivid, probably, from my own personal experience. And I would say the worst has definitely been Fusion and Chilling. But specifically the reverse rares, man. Oh my god, I've had so many reverse rare whitenings. Andrew, good question on the Alt-Art evolution. I recently pulled a very nice Glaceon VMAX Alt-Art, trying to decide what to do with it. I mean, let's just take a look and see what's going on with the Glaceon Alt-Art, right? You're saying the V or the VMAX? VMAX Alt-Art. All right, cool. So if we just take a look and see what's the directional price the raw card is going. The raw card price, I mean, at its high, off of it, well, so ignore this, right? You know, from bottom, 75, went up to 130, then went down, and it's slowly climbing again. Let's see the balance between the two. Look at that. Once again, they're going to overlap. I think as you get closer to this overlapping point, because look at this, guys. It's almost like using, the best way I like to explain it is I like to look at it from a trading perspective like EMAs. You have your weekly averages, and almost using your PSA as a weekly average indicator, you can see that there's a point in which the price, when it does overlap, it signals that there's going to be a rally on it. Then once you see the price go up on the PSA 9s and then they come down and then they come down, what do you know? The prices come down. But once they overlap, then the PSA 9 trend also goes down with it. I think Rayquaza was the one I was looking at before. Let's see if it has a very similar theme to it. PSA 10s. So once again, you know, it was down. What happened? You know, prices were going up, 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 up. Prices on the 9s went up because prices on the raws were going up. Up, 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 up. Oh, what happened? Prices on the raw 9s went down. Right before that, and then prices went up and up and up, and then they went down, and then they're flat and flat. The point that I'm trying to make with this before I just, you know, keep saying up and down a trillion times is that they can't be an overlap. I think there's a correlation to the point of where this chart cannot overlap one another, and when it does, it usually shows explosive price action if it is trying to overlap in the upwards direction. However, if it is in the reverse and you see it in the downwards direction, then that's just usually not good. So as it stands right now with the overall PSA 9s have just been going down. My expectation with that as well is they'll probably continue to go down, and so once this is not going to be able to overlap, so you're probably going to see the prices on raw also go down. That is my personal opinion. So to answer your question, long story short, I don't think it's the worst time to sell. I hear you there, dude. Breaks are needed for sanity to try and treat yourself. Yeah, man. I'm just getting a little anxious for the move, you know? So much stress on that. It's a lot to think about. What's up, Radrack? How we doing, brother? Hopefully all is well with you. Wave 1 was horrendous for Chilling Reign. Yeah, not the best. Is it just me, or do the front of the standard V cards always have whitening issues? I can't say standard V, but like I said, reverse hollows are killer, dude. The black border makes it really stand out. Are you talking about for the Glaceon, or what specifically? If you're reading this message, like the stream, Card Mover says. Okay, so but for modern PSA 10s from Chilling Infusion, since their print quality was the worst. But like I said, it was more reverse hollows. I don't know if there's necessarily a correlation for VMAX and Vs. It was mainly reverse hollows. I don't really come into many issues with just standard. I mean, but if we want to take a look, let's go take a look. I feel like I want to look at the Galarian more. So if we look at the Galarian. 9s versus 10s. What are 10s looking like? 10s are just continuing to go down. Jeez. Wow, look at the difference between a 9 versus a 10. That's crazy. Maybe we'll check the Blaziken too. 9s and raw are so close to one another. As long as they don't overlap. I mean, because here's the deal, John. Look at the ratio of 10s to 9s. Doesn't correlate to bad print quality. It just is standard reverses. Because otherwise, it'd be inverse. There'd be way more 9s than 10s. I think the new peeled Ditto card should have a Ditto on the front with the different mystery Pokemon on the peeled back, right? Why am I reading that wrong, John? Are you saying like, well, is that a question or a statement? Because you have it with a question mark. I was talking about the standard V cards, which have the black borders. I feel like everyone I've pulled has noticed the whitening on the front because of the black borders. Interesting. I don't know actually about that. From my own personal experience, of course. Black border Vs. I can't say personally I've experienced that. Thoughts on the rumored McDonald's? McDonald's? Wow, I am tired and hungry. McDonald's Pokemon's collaboration. As far as the overall collaboration, I've not heard anything about it, so can't really report on that. So player one, as far as it goes, your email has been received and you should expect a response shortly on it. So don't worry, we will, of course, we try to respond to emails within a reasonable time. It looks like you sent the email earlier this morning. I have, how do I want to say this? I have about 50 unread messages that I need to get to. I usually bust it out all at once when I have time to myself, but I've been just working nonstop, so promise you I'll be able to get to it when I have the chance. I mean, the peeling cards, you always know that's just a Ditto, but they could have added. I 100% agree with that, John. That'd be cool if they did. Travis! Hey, what's up, dude? Thanks for the money. $2, still investing in Flesh and Blood. You know what I have been doing? I've been opening Flesh and Blood, because I freaking love Flesh and Blood. It's so fun, dude. I have so many Flesh and Blood. Actually, if you literally want to look at the back right now, all those cards in front are all just Flesh and Blood common bulk, bro. I opened a case of Tales of Aria the other day because Tales is my favorite Flesh and Blood to open. But yeah, I mean, guys, man, I mean, Flesh and Blood prices have been just dumping. And so for me, it's like still such a good price to get in, man. Like, Jesus loves me, dude. Like, really? That's incredible. That's incredible that it's that cheap, right? TCG Fireball. What's Fireball looking like? Channel Fireball. Flesh and Blood. Sealed product. Tales of Aria. First edition. Any cheaper? No, it's actually more. But yeah, no, man, it's like, $80, dude. Oh, that's so hard to pass up on. So hard to pass up on. Especially, too, like, even if you don't hit a legendary, as long as you get a good cold foil, you can still walk away pretty nice. You can still walk away pretty. Like, let's say you get a Winter's Whale, right? And you're spending $80 on that box. And you get a first edition cold foil. That's still another $47, $48 right there, baby. Off of one card. And then you have all of your, like, commons and uncommons and your, oh, don't sneeze. And your Majestics that you can still pull. I mean, obviously, if you pull one of the, legendaries, and you're in the jackpot. I mean, obviously, if you're trying to get the alternate art, but yeah, pulling one of the legendaries is huge. I opened a case and I pulled Crown of Seeds. I was freaking pumped about that one. I'm like, yo, that one card just paid for itself. So pretty sweet, to say the least. Definitely one of the worst of the legendaries that you can pull, but at the end of the day, it's like, it's a legendary. I ain't gonna complain. Yeah, of course, no problem, player. PTCG Radio dropped the video info the other day. Oh, I'll have to look it up. Bro, no way. Tails is my favorite too. Such good artwork, man. How is Flesh and Blood? Does it play like MTG Commander? I've actually only been collecting. I'm not too involved right now with the playable game, but I need to look into it more. The only reason why I was still into Pokemon for a while is because of the online game. Stay blessed, y'all. Gotta get back to building Legos. Heck yeah, man. Love to hear it, Thaddeus. Yo, Thaddeus, when are you gonna build freaking a picture of myself? Like, what is this amateur hour, dude? Where's a Pokemon USA Lego building? This man's just trying to flex on us that he's doing the dream. Ain't even sharing it? No, I'm just kidding. Quick cap on how Metazoo has performed. Either way, I'm not looking to buy into Metazoo. I could see it do well. I don't follow it as heavily as I do Flesh and Blood and Pokemon, but... My birthday is September 10th, right after Lost Origins release, and my parents are probably going to give me a booster box for my B-Day. Do you think Lost Origins would be good or more affordable? First and foremost, that's my sister's birthday, so that's kind of funny. Second off, I think that we don't know what the full set release of Lost Origins is, but I think that more than likely it's going to be really good. I have high hopes for Lost Origins. We don't know completely, but I have high hopes. I mean, it definitely would, because, like, the niche of it all for the Ditto, you're like, oh, wow, a common card that just became a Ditto common card. You're like, I don't really care. Versus if they incorporated an extra mystery aspect to it, where it was the Ditto on the front, you peel it, and then you could get a rare in it, that would be a sick concept. And you could even have, like, the rarity at the bottom, too. And so it would say that this Ditto is a blank rarity, which means that you're more than likely going to get blank rare card behind this. I should know this already, but did the Japanese have differentiating first edition marked cards in the base set? And did they create a base set 2 marked version? I mean, they've had differentiating markers on, I mean, everything. So I gotta assume so. I'd be surprised if they didn't. What do you think of One Piece TCG? Don't know much about it, Raph. Thanks for stopping by, though, and commenting. But I don't know much about it, Sally. I got you for some Diamond and Pearl, Thaddeus. Yo, if this man were to do, like, a Diamond and Pearl artwork thing, oh, that'd be sick. That'd be sick. Oh, this man knows the way to my heart. Oh, such an easy question, Kevin. Evolving Skies, of course. Evolving Skies, of course. You can't compete with Evolving. How do you compete with Evolving, man? I mean, Evolving is... Uh-oh, what did I just do? Oh, there it is. I was fidgeting with a thumbtack, and it got lost in the chair, and I was like, uh-oh, where'd it go? Don't want to sit on that. Evolving Skies is going to be a hard one to compete, man. It's just such a good set. It has such, like, the good amount of qualities that set has. The only critique I could ever say for it, the only critique I could really ever say for the set, is I wish it had more competitively viable cards. I think that would make it even better. Because if you're trying to open, right, and you're telling me you're trying to resell the commons, and this is the most you can get, that makes me sad. Versus if you open, like, Brilliant Star, for example, or no, Fusion Strike, and we go to the uncommons. No, don't get me wrong, not the best set, but at least you can get an Adventure Discovery or a Quick Ball or a Battle Pass, which is a 50 freaking cent card. So it's like, oh, there's no directs on it. It's a bummer. It's like, at least opening that, you're going to get something good. That's another reason why I like opening Fusion more than I do Chilling and so on. How's Battle Styles on opening bulk? I know it has I know it has Level Ball, but I don't know how that price has gone. It used to be at $1 at one point. Yeah, I mean, Battle Styles is meh. Obviously, the best is Sword and Shield Base and Rebel. Rebel are those are the two best. If you're talking about wanting to open and make your money's worth, I'm sorry if I'm sniffling, guys. My nose just got so itchy. I mean, you talk about a scoop up net and a capture energy costing that much. Like, come on, guys. That's stupid. That's stupid how much those cost. And then you talk about Sword and Shield base set, and you got yourself the Drizzile. Oh, I love sniffing and snorting pollen. Evolving Skies to the Moon, indeed. I know I usually have a lot of questions, but this is the last one, I promise. No, dude, I love it when you ask questions, because if you guys don't ask questions, then I just sit here and just awkwardly try and make conversation with myself, or I don't know what to say. So dude, don't ever feel bad. I like it, love it, I love it. Just keep going. Do you think everything in Pokemon will price correct? Just mostly like, oh, everything's gonna correct. Everything. Nothing is safe. If anything, Watsy's gonna get hit even harder. Here's why. It's time to use my digital whiteboard. Yay! So here's a question for you guys. If you're telling me that right now, let's say that a booster box wholesales at 82 bucks. And let's say that with that 82 bucks, you have a ultra modern booster box. And let's say that this item is, let's say there's not going to be a reprint for it. And let's just say the demand is not there. Let's say demand is poop, right? They don't got the good D, they got the bad D. I think that if you talk about a floor, you're most realistically talking about around $7 as a floor. Percentage-wise, you're talking about around 15%. Now, let's talk about, let's say, what's a good one to have a conversation about? Let's say a Jungle First Edition booster box, right? I know that we had some record sales where it was selling for around 14, 15K, right? We'll say 15. And it is currently down to 9. The overall wholesale price for an item that is, 20 years old, 25 years old, however long, it is wholesale. It was like 80 bucks, right? Obviously, it's a 20-something-year-old product. It's not going down to that price. So the question has to be asked, what is the next floor? We know that this item, it's starting at such a low price, it's not going to go much lower. Versus with an older item, you say to yourself, okay, well, why can't it just keep going from 9K? Like, what's stopping it from going lower than 9K, right? And the answer is nothing. The answer is nothing. Because obviously we don't have a ton of price history on the overall sealed product, right? But if we want to just try and make a comparison on Jungle First Edition, and let's just say the Vaporeon. And maybe the Vaporeon is not the best example because it is pretty low pop, but just for the sake of this, we'll do it. Do I want to do Vaporeon? I feel like I should go with Snorlax. Snorlax has a lot better pop, right? No, it does not. We'll just take a look first. PSA 10. It went from 300, and it went all the way up to 15,700. $15,700. That's kind of dumb. Did it really go up to that much? Jesus loves me. That is a 52x return. Now let me ask you this. Since then, it is retraced roughly from its high around 66%. What is stopping it from going down to, say, the retracement of the breakout point and it going to 2749? What's stopping it from going to 1,000? Right? Because if you're saying that the old low is 300 and the 1,000 is the new low, that's still a 3x return off of the prior low. I mean, as it stands right now, it's... Or just for the sake of math, because I want to make my life easier, we'll say 2,400. That's about an AX return. If we were to say from prior low, which we don't know, but from a percentage perspective, we say 1570... 6.5 is going to be how many times? So we're going to take that number and we're going to multiply that by the what we think could be the new low to get that price. Or what we could do is we could talk about a percentage retracement. That also would probably be better. So from 15,700, 2,400, that's about an 85% retracement. Let's talk about Jungle Booster Box. We're going to say high is 15K. If we were to retrace 85%, that's not right. Other way around, then it would go down to 2,250 bucks. I'm not saying that's what it's going to go down to, but all I am saying is why can't it? What is stopping it from going down that low? This is an item that has no floor. We don't know what its floor is. This is a bubble, and this bubble has popped and its floor could be extremely low. We just don't know. And I think, honestly, if you want to talk about sets where we can try and take historical accuracy, just because it, of course, is a more popular one, is we can just go base set unlimited and say to ourselves, all right, Charizard, one of the highest graded cards, Charizard base set PSA 10. Let's go back and see, all right, what did it do going all the way back to 2016? So, obviously, it went up, and then, you know, it had its correction. Not a massive one. You know, it went up to 2,137 and then went down to 1,000. So it dropped over 50%. If you're telling me that the high for the booster box is, you know, and this is a first edition Charizard card, right, guys? This is like the cream of the crop. Or actually, no, look, 2,249. So that's more of a 60% retrace. What's to say, or who's to say, that you couldn't see a 60% retrace before a new all-time high for the Jungle Booster Box, which would put it at around 5K? I don't know, man. Obviously, this is all speculation when having this conversation. But the point I'm trying to entail with all of this is that we don't know, like, what these floors are for these older products because they have had such explosive growth versus newer product. We know what the floors are going to be based off of what wholesale is minus inflation. You're not going to see these prices go down to $60, $50, $40. We just know that for a fact. So if you're buying in at 70 bucks, you know, I think you're hitting bottoms. If you're buying at 82 bucks, you're probably talking about buying in at a 30 to 40, you know, like at worst case scenario, like 30%. I think that's even overshooting it, but you know, 15% is probably going to be your floor, but you know, of course, only time will tell with that, but I don't know, man. I just think that a lot of these older products have floors that we don't know about yet. I have so much Evolving Skies bulk. Remember, Eli, remember my question about how much we could sell commons and uncommons for, and you said to wait for 4 to 5 cents. Well, guess we'll need to wait longer. Yeah, seriously though, dude, it's gonna just keep dropping is my guess for as long as if the Pokemon bulk market's not doing good, then the rest of the market's typically not doing good. Oh, great, guys. More bots. Let's ban those. Will Fusion or Chilling hold better value over time? Hard to say. I want to say Fusion because it has Mew. But there's an argument to be made that Chilling Reign's a better set because it has more better pulls, but Fusion has a stronger main character. Funny, Rev just did a Pokemon Go Celebrations opening. Looks like nearly everyone in the comments were all saying they love Celebrations. The set is going to age well. Well, they also were saying that as well, John, with Pokemon Go, so I don't know how accurate that is. Pokemon Revs, PokeRevs followers tend to be a lot younger and more optimistic because they don't look at it from the same perspective we do. I think certain collection boxes will be the best performing items even over booster boxes. It's definitely possible for sure. The question really just comes down to entry point because, you know, you look at your entry point for... if you bought at wholesale or MSRP a ultra premium collection, you're looking pretty, right? But most of the, like, you're not going to be able to find it entry level unless you were lucky enough to go in a store and find it, right? Thoughts on Evolving Skies? I'm pretty bullish on Evo. I think it's the #1 Sword and Shield era set. Good. I was wanting to buy a lot of EX and Diamond and Pearl era singles for my collection at some point. I hope they correct. Oh, I think level X's are going to correct heavily. I think they're going to correct heavily. They're so overinflated right now, in my opinion. I mean, the 9s are already making corrections. The 10s are still making all-time highs. I think, once again, nostalgia is still at its peak right now for Arceus and, you know, Diamond and Pearl product. Or, sorry, Platinum, Diamond and Pearl product because of Arceus and the remakes. But, I mean, you're just talking about these cards that... Like, let's go to base set. Because I just know what I know with the chart for the Torterra. The Torterra level X at a PSA 10 condition, you know, it went up to $8.99 and it finally had a recent sale that went and did bad. But look, I mean, it just went up so much. Like, you're talking $20 to $900. The Snorlax, guys, we had a 50% return, right? Torterra level X, 45% return, around the same amount. Like, that's just so overinflated, in my opinion. So, and look at the 9s. Look at what the 9s are doing. 9s are crashing. I think 10s are going to follow soon. Alright, guys, so I'm going to say last 5 to 10 minutes, and then I'm going to wrap things up. Just let everyone know, so... Are we dead? What happened? Did I freeze? Oh, no. Everything's good now? Oh, I'm so sorry, guys. I had no clue. Okay, I might open... Wait, also, I might open EX and Diamond and Pearl sealed for nostalgia's sake. I mean, that's what I've been doing, dude. That's for sure. Just have a bunch of those ready for PSA, that's for sure. Everything's back, hopefully. Oh my gosh, I'm sorry, guys. I think when it comes to a lot of numbers and a lot of predictions that are solid, the only difference I've been noticing is popularity within sets. It's so random how some sets will go crazy. My kind of thing with that, man, is if you just have a strong character card, the set will do well, player. So, like, for example, with Evolving Skies, your strong character cards are Rayquaza and the Evolutions. Ton of strong character cards. Dragonite's also a really strong one in there. You take a set like Astral Radiance, there is not a single strong character card. You take a set like Battle Styles, you have one strong character card. So sets that are going to do well are going to have strong character cards, whether you love it or hate it. Because even Charizard sets historically have done well, even if they just have a Charizard. Why did I just see a Vaporeon, Jolteon, Flareon's premium set collection promo Japanese with 45 bidder? No way. That's crazy, dude. I somehow can see that happening. It's hard to say what old products floor could be. If the price goes down continuously, it gives more buyers opportunities to buy product that will previously be unavailable. For sure. I think the only problem is, too, Alex, when kind of trying to take a look and compare a lot of this older product stuff, is the supply, specifically for first edition unlimited jungle and fossil and like newer, it's very much a lot higher printed than people realize. Only certain Neo sets and like true first edition base are in the scarcer era. But when you're talking about like Fossil Jungle, man, there's still a lot circulating in supply. So, you know, the supply is I mean, you're even recently, I've seen so many more high-end items that I would have never expected to ever see available for sale pop up. All right, peace out, boys. I gotta go run through the woods and risk getting mauled by a bear. Well, thanks for stopping by. Thanks for the donation, as always. Thanks for the love, Travis, and don't get mauled by a bear. Thanks again for answering all my questions. Yeah, of course. Gotta go. Mom's car died, so oh my gosh, I'm so sorry, Digi. That's tough. Dang, that's a bummer, my guy. That is a big bummer, dude. In all honesty, guys, I said 5 to 10. I think we're just now about to push the 5-minute mark. Maybe a little bit early, but I honestly think it's a pretty good time to end here. I'm going to be quite honest with you guys. I am absolutely starving. I haven't had any food, and so I think I'm just going to end it a couple minutes earlier than I had said because I've gone through and answered everyone's questions. So I appreciate everyone for stopping by. As always, make sure to leave a like, comment down below. Smash the like button, as people have been saying. And then be subscribed if you want to, of course, enter yourself into the weekly giveaways. Yeah, thank you guys all so much. As once again, we're going to be having our break tomorrow, 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. So, of course, we're going to have some extra packs available. We're going to have still a good amount, so people wouldn't have to worry about that if you're wanting to buy in. But, you know, breaks are always fun with you guys, so I'll definitely be excited to hang out some more with you tomorrow. But as far as it goes, that is all I have for